In this video, I'm going to talk about how you can leave behind your weight loss mindset. And stick around to the end where I share a bonus tip so you can start from today. So back when I was a personal trainer, I worked in a number of office jobs. Because I found my job tediously boring, I often observed the behaviours of people around me. Like the colleagues who would constantly complain that they were going to quit, but they never did. Or the people who would ask how you are only as a gateway for them to tell you how bad their day was. Another thing I noticed though was how often people were on diets. Now this wasn't unique to the office I worked at. The average person tries 126 diets in their lifetime. For ease, let's say someone goes on their first diet at 12 and diets up to 72. This means on average a person diets 2.5 times a year. So I would hear the conversations that would go on. I need to be ready for my holiday in 6 weeks. Or, Sue, what was that diet you were on? I think I'll try it. Or, I've been having a crazy few weeks with eating. I need to lose a few pounds. What I discovered is a large number of people spend their entire lives submerged in what I call the weight loss mindset. The weight loss mindset fuels what is commonly called the yo-yo diet cycle. Now you know this. You decide you want to lose weight. You choose a diet that inevitably gets you to cut the certain foods you enjoy. After a couple of weeks, you've lost weight. Great. You celebrate by eating the foods that you've cut down on. Life takes over. The focus on losing weight diminishes. A couple of months later, you realize you've gained weight again. Now, you may have heard the commonly used line of 95% of people who lose weight regain the weight again and sometimes more. Now in the previous video, I talked about 3 parts of a weight loss journey. They were the before. This is the thought patterns, decisions and behaviours that have contributed to weight gain. The during. This is you following the principles of whatever diet you're on. And then the after. This is what happens after the recognition of weight loss. So what happens after the weight loss phase will largely determine the fate of where your weight is going to be 6 months from the point you have lost weight. So my observations are that most people stay in the weight loss mindset and as a result find themselves repeating the yo-yo diet cycle time and time again. So there are 3 reasons why it is important to leave behind the weight loss mindset. So the first one is the notion of loss. We as humans don't like to live in a continual sense of loss. Think of other notions of loss. Loss of job, loss of earnings, loss of a relationship, loss of your dignity. Sure, it can be handled in the short term. Like a loss of a job isn't so bad. If you get one soon after, that is even better. But it can't be a permanent state of mind. This is why you want to almost compartmentalize this period where your mindset is on loss, while at other periods you have a mindset that can easily operate in the background, like the health nurture mindset, which I'll talk about later. The second reason why it's important to leave behind the weight loss mindset is the unforgiving fact that your body is primed to regain the weight again. When you lose weight, your body will adapt in a way to try for you to regain that weight again. One of the ways that it does this is slow down your metabolic rate and increase your appetite. This is why, whilst I'm telling you to leave behind the weight loss mindset, you have to replace that mindset with something. A different focus, if you will, so you set up the conditions for weight regain not to happen. The health nurture mindset does this. One of the ways the health nurture mindset does this is help create a zone of weight you hover in rather than become fixated on a specific number. And the third reason to leave behind the weight loss mindset is it leads to a continual sense of dissatisfaction. Think about the last time you lost a fair amount of weight. Did a certain question repeatedly form in your mind? Can I lose some more? You wouldn't be alone if you did. In the mind of a weight loss mindset, there's always a couple more to lose. Always a pound or two that might make you a little tighter around the waist. But where does this lead? Well, more often than not, if you are losing further and further amounts of weight, it is likely through a process that is completely unsustainable, even when you adopt a more health nurture mindset. This then leads to what I call double disappointment. Your disappointment that you're not losing any further weight, and you're disappointed when you notice the weight creep back on again because the process you took to get to this point is unsustainable. So there are other reasons to leave behind the weight loss mindset, and you will probably have some reasons yourself as well. It is important to know, despite me saying this, a diet does have a purpose. Like I said in the previous video, the purpose of a diet is to create an environment where you are in a calorie deficit long enough to lose weight. What I'm talking about here is leaving behind the weight loss mindset once the purpose of a diet is no longer required. And what do you replace it with? Well, I touched upon it a couple of times already in this video, and that is a health nurture mindset. So I will talk more about the health nurture mindset in further videos. So please do subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of them. The health nurture mindset is a long-term solution to having sustainable weight loss as byproduct for ongoing health-seeking behaviors. Rather than loss you have in weight loss, we turn our attention to nurturing health. You see, weight loss can go only one way before going up again, if you maintain that mindset. Nurturing health is about continually tending to your body in a way that enhances it. It is about displaying continual health-seeking behaviors and thought patterns so it becomes part of your identity. And I want to share 5 principles of health nurture mindset that you can adopt right away. The first one is physical and mental operate as one system, aiding each other. What you do physically positively aids your mental health, and how you think positively affects your physical health. They work in unison. The second one is the question becomes, what can I add rather than what can I take away? The weight loss mindset frequently becomes a quest to eliminate foods and behaviors you think will help weight loss, even though you probably find them quite pleasurable in some way. The health nurture mindset is about asking, what can I add? An example of this is something I did recently. I wanted something to have as a quick snack, so I bought frozen mango pieces. A couple of times a day I grab a piece. It satisfies a sweet urge, it's quick, and it's healthy. You recognize your mind and body will become challenged, and you adapt to the situation rather than using food as an emotional therapy. Experiencing challenging times is normal, but rather than eating high processed foods to get a quick dopamine hit to feel better, a health nurtured mindset seeks to solve problems in a calm and composed manner. Eating high processed food to feel better only leads to feeling of guilt after, and you may not have even solved the problem. The third one is eating for pleasure and eating for health merge. Now, with a weight loss mindset, eating for pleasure and eating for health or weight loss are separate entities. This creates either or thinking, where you have good foods or bad foods. With a health nurtured mindset, nothing is off limits, because no food makes you overweight or suddenly damages your health. Weight gain and ill health is influenced by a cumulative effect of regular eating of high calorie, usually processed food. Foods that give pleasure can be health seeking. You just have to know what meals these can be. A health nurtured mindset explores and becomes curious about how you can eat for pleasure in a healthy way, knowing that this is an ongoing exploration. The next one, eating and movement becomes a reflection of how you treat yourself on a higher level. So healthy people share certain traits. One trait is that they move their body a lot. This can come in many forms, whether that's exercise, dance, martial arts. They move their body and they eat in a way that is respectful to their body. With a health nurtured mindset, it would be out of the question to sit on a sofa all weekend plowing your way through Doritos and ice cream. Not because you know you shouldn't, but because this just isn't you. It doesn't fit or feel right. It would be like a lifelong vegetarian sitting down in a steakhouse and looking at the menu. It just wouldn't fit. You would feel out of place. And so how you move and how you eat becomes a reflection of how you treat yourself at a higher level. It becomes a priority to nurture your ongoing health because you recognize the benefits of doing so on an unconscious level. So if you're used to having a weight loss mindset, it is understandable that these health nurturing principles do not resonate completely at the moment. And that is okay, because I will do many more videos on how to gradually transition towards this phase and form a large feature of the second and third stage of my health protocol online training, of which you can get a link to in the description below. But that's it for today's video. Be sure to comment below on whether you think you are stuck in a weight loss mindset and any questions you may have. And be sure to subscribe so you can continue to get value in these videos. Until next time, see you soon.